Today's America's Cup Racing is brought to you from Auckland, New Zealand.
It's crunch time.
We knew this was going to be crazy, but we had no idea what the definition of crazy really was. We got a match race going on here.
Years of sweat, toil and sacrifice have been put to the test.
We knew this was going to be hard, but this is brutal.
Emirates Team UK have tasted triumph.
Emirates Team UK go through to the Prada Cup final.
The Italians and the Americans are now in the fight of their life.
Looking for power, boys, going wide. Full power mode here.
So who will win the right to take on the Brits?
Full speed, go. Go, go.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli know they have one shot.
I'm sure that we can win races. That's no problem.
Really nice pup here.
Against all odds, American Magic are back from the edge.
Squall here,
Whoa,
squall here,
hang
squall
on.
here.
American Magic.
So Patriot's been, she's coming back to life.
For one of these heavyweights, the journey is about to end.
Every race against them, we were very close. So we know that we can beat them.
This weekend, it's win or walk away.
We'll go out with about 100% when we go sailing and pick up where we left off.
Victory is the only way to stay in the game. Kia ora and welcome to Aotearoa, New Zealand, home to the 36th America's Cup. This is a huge day in the Prada Cup Challenger Series. It's semi-final time, a fight for survival. On the water, two teams desperate to keep their America's Cup dreams alive. Will the Italians, co-creators of the AC-75, secure the silverware that bears their name? Or will the Americans pull off a spectacular sporting comeback? One thing we know for sure, only one team will get the chance to face Emirates Team UK in the Prada Cup final. The semi-final layout has 2 races a day, and it's the first team to win 4 races that will head to the Prada Cup final. In race 1, as the highest-ranked semi-finalist, Luna Rossa has elected for a starboard entry, so Patriot will come in first on port. Each race is worth a point. Time to head to the water. It's American Magic against Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli.
I think Prada's going to try to lead back here. They're going to try to push American Magic as far as they can and then lead back to the starting line.
It's all about time and distance and judgment.
American Magic is in a very vulnerable spot right now. Very vulnerable. If Prada can stay up on their foils and stay slow, American Magic is in trouble.
20 seconds to race start. Cat and mouse, look at this. Change. I'm going above. Copy. Luna Rossa is away. It's down and the clock has started on Prada Cup. Semi-final race 1. Luna Rossa with the advantage. And look at the speed they are going as they finally get across the start line. Wow!
Beautiful starting there by Jimmy Spittle. The starboard hand side helmsman. He squeezed American Magic, slowed them down. They came off the foil. And he picked the exact time when to pull the trigger and go for the line.
Slowly building speed. He's attacked. He's standing by.
Shirley, how much of this do you think is them just getting back on the horse again? You know, we gotta all understand that what they went through 10 days ago was life-threatening. I don't think that's an overstatement to say, right?
There's a lot of that. And you think the confidence you have in the machine as well, they're still building that confidence that it's all going to work. But yeah, I mean, they were in a car crash. They crashed that boat and are still, I'm sure, very much recovering from that.
getting puffy at the top of the course, and American Magic making a little comeback right now. That boat looks harder to sail with that smaller sail area. And, you know, Luna Rossa right next to us here, tacking on the boundary.
Hi, rudder. Good puff coming here. Yeah. Okay, my Trav.
Luna Rossa powering towards the top gate for the first time at just under 38 knots, with the advantage on American Magic in this semi-final #1 of the Prada Cup. And they just whizzed around. In comes American Magic. 18 seconds the difference. But did you see the speed on the downwind at the start of Prada? She was knocking 50 knots.
They are not holding back. We've seen a top speed from the USA of 50.5 knots. It's like 60 miles an hour. You know, they may have come in with some nerves, but boy, they have gone now.
Look at Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. The foot is firmly on the floor. The hammer is down, Nathan. And we asked the question about what they were like in heavy winds. I think they've answered the question at the moment.
Yeah, still got time.
Yeah, you're 100% right. We all had question marks on how fast Luna Rossa were in the breeze, and right now they don't look slow to me. They are absolutely ripping down this run. We're in the camera cat, and both boats are getting away from us right now. We cannot keep up with them.
They're coming up on a ley line here. They're going to do a jibe toward the mark, but they seem pretty under control in that boat. Their voice level seems really almost conversational.
We had lots of questions, didn't we, about the communications between these two helmsmen, Francesco Bruni and Jimmy Spittle. But today, it's sharper, it's clearer.
Stand by, boys.
Bottom gate for the first time. Luna Rossa
Turning up. Nice and smooth
in charge. You heard Jimmy Spittle, nice and smooth there. The gap at the top gate was 16 seconds. Here comes American Magic. This feels like somewhat of a drag race at the moment between these two boats as American Magic comes around the gate.
They're still not doing anything fancy, right, Stephen? We've seen in the past when the boats are behind, they split, they do anything they can to get away from the other boat, from the competitor, go the opposite direction. They are not doing any of that right now. They're getting around the racetrack, they're feeling themselves out in a boat that has all new systems on board.
I think they just have to wait for their opportunities. They are only just over 300 meters behind. Just wait, execute those maneuvers well, take their chance.
300 meters is essentially a one mistake distance.
Yeah, my Trav, big pressure here.
Big gust on the mark, okay?
Yeah, copy.
Okay, my Trav.
Okay, stand by for a better way, guys.
Just feels on the edge every time they go around this mark.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli around the top gate to complete leg number 3. Looked a little skittery with those gusts up the top end, but they are on their way down the second downwind leg as American Magic set themselves up for the gate rounding.
When their voices go up 8 or 9 levels, talking about a puff, you know it's a big puff.
Bows coming down here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bows coming down.
American Magic around the top gate. The lead is pegged out in favor of Luna Rossa now, 33 seconds. They are flying both these, but what a magnificent sight is American Magic right now.
New high speed of the day, 50.8 knots.
There is something different about Luna Rossa today. I go back to Paul Goodison on American Magic, saying if we can get our start right and not make a mistake, we'll not get past. That applies to this team right now.
Better comms, clearer comms, also better maneuvering. I mean, when we saw them race before, we seemed a little bit hit and miss, but today it's slick.
Yes, you will be eagle rounding.
They all have their codes, don't they? Eagle rounding, a JK. I think we know what a JK stands for. Eagle rounding, I believe, is another version of sticking both foils in the water, right? They got to get their terminology right.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, rounding the bottom gates to complete leg number 4, halfway through this first semi-final of the Prada Cup against Patriot and the American Magic campaign. Smooth as silk today.
Yeah, they kept those two boards down quite long that time. Actually, it was interesting, a very interesting move. But like they didn't want to tack quite right away because the other boat might have been in kind of their peripheral vision.
And American Magic around the bottom gate to complete the halfway stage of the semi-final, and the gap has not changed, still 33 seconds.
To me, it looks like watching American Magic, they're almost just delivering the boat around the track right now. They're not really attacking the race. They're not really putting a huge fight up against Luna Rossa. Luna Rossa are doing a great job of just positioning themselves between their opponent and the mark.
American Magic atop, approaching the top gates to complete leg number 5, and it has gone off the pace somewhat. It was 33 seconds after leg 4. It's now just under a minute, 58 seconds. Both are flying. One might say, surely, that Luna Rossa is just playing the better race.
Oh, a big crash there for the American team. Parked in the water. I think something might be wrong with the boat.
Think about attack.
They've been going so well, and suddenly as they start leg number 6, it's a tough splashdown.
Stephen, it looks like Dean was struggling to steer.
Penalty, USA.
Back up and falling, and away go American Magic. That's a good sign. That's an encouraging sign for all involved. Remember,
no question.
It's the first of 4 here. There's 7 races in this semi-finals series. It's Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli approaching the finish of semi-final number 1 in the Prada Cup in 2021, and they have basically sailed a flawless race, and here they go across the line. It will be Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli with the first point in the semi-final series, and they'll go that one step closer to the Prada Cup final. And why wouldn't their fans be happy about that one? Smooth as silk today for the Italians. Let's go on board Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, and talk to Francesco Bruni. Francesco, that was one hell of a race. That was what we said, smooth as silk, almost faultless. Did it feel like that? Because you were flying, baby.
Yeah, we're super happy. Winning a race in so much wind is always really, really good. It's maybe a double point, I think.
Well, you got to ask the Americans if they'll give you a double point for that. I'm not so sure.
On board American Magic now, Dean. It may not have got the result, but that must have been such a comforting race to know that everything looked pretty cool out there and the boat's back and working.
Yeah, it's obviously, not the result we're looking for, but I think, just getting confidence back with the boat after everything that happened, and it's just fantastic to get back out here, and we'll be fighting all the way to the end.
The fight for life has begun. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli take first blood and first point, but American Magic is back and fighting fit. It's semi-final time. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli is looking slick, but American Magic is hitting speeds of 53 knots. They are fast. Can they strike back? Let's head to the water for the second race of the day.
Luna Rossa trying to take control again.
Behind us, milk it down.
Lefty face. Turning up. 2, 1, and turning.
American Magic set up high over the ley line. Are they going to come down? Are they going to attack the Italians? Here we go.
If Spithill's on time, he's in a dominant position again, and he sure looks to be on time.
Prada Cup semi-finals, race 2 is a go, and it's a clean start by both these teams. But again, Luna Rossa leads the way.
I don't know what to say. I mean, we love him, we respect him, but Dean Barker does not have a good feel for these starts right now. The Italians tack around onto starboard to go through this first gate, and they immediately say easy lay. The Americans seem to have gone a little bit beyond their lay line. Again, just giving up kind of valuable meters all over the race course right now.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli around the top gate for the first time. Nice and easy, in the words of Francesco Bruni, but not too far behind this time. In race number 2 is American Magic as they approach the gate. 18 seconds was the margin in the first race at this particular point. Let's go on board Luna Rossa, have a listen and see how they're feeling about this race is rolling right now.
10 seconds to the line, guys, 10 seconds.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli storming towards the bottom gate for the first time in this second race in the Prada Cup semi-finals. Coming in at just under 40 knots. Whoa!
Skidding sideways, skidding hard sideways. You could see that skid coming a mile away.
Now, what's that done to the lead, and can American Magic, as they go around this bottom gate, capitalize?
It's so much safer, isn't it, Kenny? The 2 boards down, it just looks a lot more controlled. And what a gain for the American team. Right back in its team.
I believe, just when you think it's safe to get back in the water, right? Holy mackerel. But see, I don't like this mainsail. I don't like how the boat responds to the mainsail, and they have been a dominant downwind boat this whole event, and not with this mainsail. They've lost, I think, on every run today. So
Kenny, it was a massive call. I mean, the forecast was for the wind to drop. It's very patchy as well. There's moments where you need power. A massive, massive call to go with this sail choice today.
Gonna go past this.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
3, 2, 2, 1.
My rake, my trap.
Kiko, he's down here. Kiko, he's near north here, just so you know, okay? You got time, mate. Just to keep an eye on him. Just got to keep a look. Oh, you're on three of his tack.
Yeah. My trap. Stand by better way, boys. Kill 5. 3,
Course. 2, 1, clear.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli around gate 5 with a geography lesson from Jimmy Spittle to Francesco Bruni. The 2 helm on this magnificent, sleek, very smooth boat that's simply called Luna Rossa. And away they go down on leg number 6. American Magic completes a leg number 5 as they get around the top gates.
Okay to come down.
Finally, they get around it. They slow down there for a moment. This
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the gap certainly has lengthened to Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. 37 seconds at gate or leg 4 now. 1 minute and 6 seconds.
big wind shifts, hey Shirley. That's what Andrew Campbell just told us. They're going the same direction as Luna Rossa right now, and a wipeout at the same time.
Was that a sense of deja vu? Same spot almost.
Exactly the same spot. I mean, Nathan flagged it. It's quite choppy on that right-hand side, looking upwind at the top of the course. It's exactly the same space as they wiped out previously.
I think Terry's done a great job at just keeping it together with the team, but the boat is skittish. I hate to keep harping on this mainsail, but I think the mainsail loses control. Helps them lose control.
So Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli completes leg number 6. And again, on rails, as Shirley Robertson has quite succinctly said every time. Rails and around they go.
I think anybody watching this would say that American Magic looks a little off kilter today. There's no question about it. I don't think that is anything against what they've done as a team and what they're trying to get back done, but they don't have much time here. Down 2-zip. If this continues as it's going, they don't have much time. You better get it together quick, fellas.
And around the bottom gate they go. 1 minute and 53 seconds to the disadvantage.
As we approach the top marquee, just a little weather update. It got soft for a couple of laps there, and we saw the smaller main on American Magic was definitely making the boat quite hard to sail and kind of looked really underpowered. That smaller batwind main's not just smaller, it's also a lot flatter, which is making the boat really twitchy and difficult to sail.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli into the top gate for the final time.
Please, 3, 2, clear.
I'm coming, boys. Full stream. Big push.
I mean, we don't yet know the full story of what's going on that boat right now. But for me, I guess the most disappointing thing is they didn't get stuck in at the start. You know, it didn't feel like there wasn't any aggression in it. Saying that, we don't know what's going on, what demons, you know, they're fighting, what gremlins are happening in the boat. But something is a bit off.
Yeah, this is a bit of a pounding again going on right here. No question about it.
Top gate for the final time for American Magic. Virtual Eye giving us a beautiful spot of the stadium course and the surrounds of this Waitemata Harbour on another wonderful summer's day here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, and away they go. Last leg. Whoa, and again. My goodness, Shirley, is this the same spot?
Something's not right.
In the meantime, it's all bella, bella, bella for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli as they complete this final leg in race number 2 of the Prada Cup semi-finals. This is a huge fillip for this team and this organisation, who were pretty much down in the dumps for a long time, thinking, why should we be at this point? We should be in the Prada Cup final. Well, they've made a big statement going forward. They are now 2 races away from being in the Prada Cup final. Luna Rossa cross the line, win race 2, go 2-0 up against American Magic.
Easy, boys.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Some of the weight must have been lifted off the shoulders of this whole organisation with 2 dominant wins in the first 2 races of the Prada Cup semi-finals.
Stephen, you know, we were all shocked by the size of the hole from the capsize, but in many ways that was the least of their worries. You know, everything had to be looked at and replaced, you know, all the systems, the electronics, a massive, massive job. And to me, Patriot 2.0 is not the same as the Patriot we saw pre-capsize. This is a tough day for this team.
Here is the final result for race number 2 in the Prada Cup semi-finals. Luna Rossa go 2-0 with a 3-minute and 7-second win against Patriot. Francesco Bruni, 2 race wins, 2 interviews. Nice performance, not perfect, but you got the money again.
Yeah. We are very happy. Difficult conditions, and I'm happy to talk to you again.
Francesco, we saw the whole team celebrate when you crossed the line. I mean, two wins out of 2, and it's felt tense in the Luna Rossa camp this week. You know, what does today mean, not just to you, but to everybody?
We knew that we had made some big improvements in performance. We knew it. We had it on the numbers. But now to see it on the water is a different feeling.
Let's go on board American Magic. Going to talk to Terry Hutchinson this time around. And Terry, you didn't get the result out of both races today, but you must be very happy in a sense that American Magic's back out there and sailing, and there's still work to do.
Yeah, I mean, well, first and foremost, congratulations to Luna Rossa for sailing a great day. As Kiko just said, it was shifty, puffy, and hard, and so, tomorrow we come back out swinging. That's all you can really do. We know Luna Rossa is a formidable team, and on top of the conditions today just being hard, I think we just have to sail better.
So day one comes to an end, and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are looking dominant. It's a clean sweep, 2-0 in the best-of-7 series. But don't count the Americans out. This is a knockout series, and they'll come back swinging.
At the end of this weekend, Prada, who is challenged for the America's Cup a record 5 times, and New York Yacht Club, who held the America's Cup for 132 straight years, one of them's going home.
We opened the door and they just walked right through and took the opportunity presented.
American Magic is in a very vulnerable spot right now, very vulnerable.
We have to get Patriot into a spot that she can do what she was designed to do.
Sorry, I can't get rid of that number, 53.3 knots.
Today were the hardest condition we ever sailed these boats.
Whoa! Skidding sideways, skidding hard sideways. It's two boats not just against themselves, but against the race course right now.
Nobody wants to lose, but this is a sport, and it's not about how you lose, it's about how you react.
Smooth as silk today for the Italians.
I think we react very well.
Luna Rossa go 2-0 against Patriot.
Well, the message to the team is simple. On board racing, we have to understand the mistakes that we made and improve upon them.
This is a tough day for this team.
There's nothing that gets you going more than getting your teeth kicked in.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are in the box seat. They only need 2 more wins and they go straight through to the Prada Cup final.
If you need any more motivation other than winning, then you're probably in the wrong game.
It's day 2 of the Prada Cup semi-finals. Luna Rossa have form, momentum and confidence on their side. But don't count the Americans out. They're back in the game with their rebuilt Patriot 2.0. So who will win the right to take on Emirates Team UK? The Brits won the round-robin series, a berth in the Prada Cup final, and something money can't buy: time. So let's head to the action. Can the Italians stretch their 2-0 lead? A win today for Patriot will keep their campaign alive, and in America's Cup history, the fight back is always on.
This is the critical moment. Luna Rossa coming back on starboard on their time. It's all about if Dean goes past them and pushes or tacks ahead of them.
Dean going early here, and I think they're both pretty early for the starting line right now, Nathan, aren't they?
Try and take off here, boys.
Yeah, it looks a little early, and it looks like Luna Rossa might have just chopped off the fault. No, they're up and going again here now. So it's all about if they are on time. If they're a little bit later on time, looking pretty strong here for American Magic. So we'll follow this one in right to the start.
This is lining up well for this American team. They're pushing the Italians over that right-hand lay line to the start.
Race start in race 3 of the Prada Cup semi-finals, and do we dare say American Magic got a good start and maybe won the start?
Even start. We'll give them an even start, but they're coming up on this boundary situation right now. American Magic will have the right to tack off the boundary. They're going to be in that protection zone. Can Prada lee-bow them, or are they going to have to tack early and get out of there? This is a really big moment. This first cross is a huge moment in this race.
Pressure coming in. Board down and turning.
There they go.
Okay, he's gone.
So you'd have to say, Shirley, first cross to the Italians.
We have a boat race.
Wow, do we have a boat race?
We have a boat race. This is the best we've seen and heard them race together.
The problem here is the race course has kind of been cut in half right now. American Magic's going to go back. The Prada team can tack on them. If they do an effective tack, they tack on their breeze and keep shoving them back towards the narrow side of the race course.
Pressure is good in front, generally.
Yeah, I think we go go to the cross here because it's a ridings.
Yeah, big gain here.
So is the lead line?
Yeah.
Copy.
We heard the Italian boat saying, you know, gain to us. And I think part of that looked perhaps like pressure on the right-hand side, but just looking at the boat speed, always just a click faster than the Americans.
Let's check the wind after the very wave. We need to drive early for pressure.
That's a good course, Keko. No lower.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli at the top gate for the first time, and they lead American Magic around. Been a very tight first leg of 6, remember. We are a 6-leg race. Race number 3. Yesterday in race number 1, the initial advantage was 17 seconds, but different day to day completely. It's a 13-second advantage to Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli as American Magic complete their first leg.
2, 1.
I don't know if you can ever call these boats sane, but it just feels sane today compared to yesterday. Yesterday was, Francesco Bruni said that was the hardest day that they had sailed this boat yesterday. This just feels like people can breathe a little bit today.
Yeah.
Pietro Sabello, the Olympic 49er sailor, having a good look around. We saw him do it yesterday, which was a brave move, hanging onto the back of the main. But crucially, they've coached him this week just to be more confident in giving his information, giving his input.
And that has been the big improvement about communication on board Luna Rossa, surely.
I think there's been lots of improvement, but it's been a huge emphasis. Vasco Vascotto is a really experienced tactician, is in a real mentoring role in that team, and he's really taken it on board.
Not the best jibe in the world by Luna Rossa. That's going to cost them. This is a 1-mistake lead right now. You put this boat in the water once, and that boat's going to come blowing by you from behind.
Not the best jibe either, Kenny. I mean, just watching the speeds on the left-hand side of the screen, you get a real feel of how much you lose when you don't get it right.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli around the bottom gate for the first time. Nice and smooth as they were yesterday. The advantage at the top gate was 13 seconds. They have made a gain on this downwind leg. It's a small gain, but a gain nonetheless. And in this particular game, that means everything. 21 seconds now. Make that 22 confirmed.
It certainly makes it more difficult in this much more steady race course. Without the big shifts, shifts very often, Stephen, create almost a passing lane, you know, a narrow passing lane, even on these crazy small courses. But when it's not shifty, it becomes more of a kind of a drag race, a boat speed contest, and that means it gets a little more straightforward for the boat ahead versus the boat behind. So we either need a mistake, or, you know, we need a mistake. It's that simple. You need the boat ahead to make a mistake. It's harder to make a mistake when it's such steady wind conditions.
Very similar.
Their voices have gotten so calm, surely, on board the boat.
He's going. Let's keep the foot on the throat, eh? He's tacked.
Copy that. Stand by, guys.
That was the voice of a match racer right there.
That says it all. Jimmy Spittle, let's keep the foot on the throat. There is no coming back here.
Like to see open track in the next 10. Yeah.
Surely that foot on the throat call by Spithill explained for the non-match racers what he's talking about here. We're not talking literal at this stage, of course.
Not yet. Anyway, Kenny. Just matching them tack for tack, not giving them the opportunity to get any kind of leverage to come back into them. And they've done a beautiful job, haven't they, of controlling, picking the side of the course they want and yet controlling the opposition. I mean, textbook stuff, Steve.
It was that one nip and tuck off the starting line. It was either going to be a hard race or, at this stage, an easy race. And And they got it. They had that extra meter of distance when they needed it.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli at the top gate for the third time to complete leg number 3. In the words of Francesco Bruni, the press conference yesterday, they are more consistent, they are more stable, and they are putting that on display again today, but this time in lighter air as they round the top gate and complete leg number 3 of 6 in the Prada Cup semi-finals, race 3.
Now coming down.
Around they go on the downwind leg, leg number 4. The gap now 41 seconds.
There's not a whole lot in it in these two boats going downwind. I think the real speed difference, Kenny, between the two boats is the upwind speeds, and it's not necessarily boat speed from what I can see on the water. It looks like Luna Rossa are able to sail higher. You know, their VMG is better. The speed might be the same, but they're doing a better angle upwind, and that's where they're making these gains around the racetrack.
A little bit take what he gives us right now, you know.
The lead retro 3, 2, 1 coming up.
About to complete leg 4 of 6. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Around they go, just as if they're on rails, like a good old slot car set of old. And away they go on the penultimate leg of this third race in the Prada Cup semi-finals. Fans love it. But in comes American Magic too, and they have cut that lead. They have definitely cut that lead. They have always been known to be strong downwind. They show us today they are quicker downwind today. 20 seconds down from 41 seconds.
Smooth as silk, smooth as silk. Again, American Magic needs a mistake right now from that boat ahead. The boat that apparently does not want to make one at this stage.
Word on the dock is that Prada has smaller flaps. Doesn't seem to be harming them today, Kenny.
Should be able to lay. Yep, feels okay.
A week and a half ago, they were under immense pressure. Yesterday, they showed the sailing world, you know what? We'll respond, and we will respond in a big way. And it was in heavy air, and they literally destroyed American Magic on the water yesterday. Approaching the top gate for the final time, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli in control of this third race in the Prada Cup semi-finals. It was 20 seconds at the bottom gate. They had picked up time, and that is American Magic. But what has the upwind leg done? And around the mark they go, 41 seconds behind. That was the distance they were behind at the end of leg 3, Shirley.
Oh, there's not many options left.
Right now, looking at it from on the water, Luna Rossa haven't put a foot wrong this whole race. They've positioned themselves strongly against the opponent. They're sailing fast, they're sailing smooth. I haven't really seen American Magic make any errors in this race either. I just think it's one boat's just that little bit quicker than the other, and there's not many wind shifts out here, and this is the result you get. And this is why design teams spend 3 years, 4 years designing these boats and optimizing it and pushing it. The sailors will push it as hard as they can, but right now I don't think there's much more that Dean Barker and his crew can do to get that boat to go any faster.
Yeah, I think...
good time to go now, eh?
Yeah, I think good time. Running out the pressure, yeah.
You wonder how much of a really good look he gets there. He jumps up, looks around really quick. I got it, jumps back in, quick. And you wonder, is he really seeing the whole race course, or is this just for us right now? I think he's putting on a show for you, Stephen.
Oh no, I'm listening to my two experts beside me, knowing that he is doing a job. But this is the Prada Cup semi-finals. This is no small chicken race here. This is the big deal before one of these teams makes it into the Prada Cup final against Ineos Team UK. It is done in race number 3 for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Another near flawless performance by Spittle and Bruni on the helm, and they go 3-0 up and are a step away from the Prada Cup final. And don't their fans love it in the America's Cup village? And in comes Patriot representing the New York Yacht Club. They have one race left to keep this series alive. They talked about the fight, and the fight is still on. On board Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. Francesco Bruni is standing by to give us his thoughts. That's 3-0 now, Francesco. It's almost as if this team of yours is oozing confidence, and it looks so good out there.
Yeah, well, I'm very proud with the team. We are sailing well. It's all going well, but we have to keep the concentration up, because I know that the Americans are a very strong team, and they will be back.
It's now head across to Patriot. Terry Hutchinson ready for a chat. Look good out there today, Terry. Just that boat, Luna Rossa, look a little bit quicker today?
I think we did a very good job of keeping the race close as we could. Obviously, their boat is going well, and I think Patriot was going well. So, you know, it's a lot of little subtleties in it.
Another dominant display by the Italians. You heard Jimmy Spittle call on his crew to keep the foot on the throat. They led from go to woe. It's now do or die for American Magic. Confident and cruising, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli are just one win away from a Prada Cup final. American Magic's hopes and dreams of bringing the old mug home are slipping away. This is make or break. They need Patriot to fire to avoid an early flight home. Let's head to the water.
Patriot will come in on the left-hand side, as you can see her coming in now on the port entry. She has port entry and can enter at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. On the right-hand side, the starboard end, it'll be Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. And Luna Rossa team that are... And you talked executions, Shirley. They haven't put a foot wrong pretty much in the last 48 hours.
And particularly in the starting area. I mean, the Prada starts throughout this series have been excellent. I mean, they have nailed it. Perfect execution, great timing.
1 minute and 25 seconds and going to race start on race 4. Nathan, I want you to read on what you've seen so far in this pre-start.
Turning down here on 3, 2.
The action's all about to begin right now. It's this turnaround time that's critical. American Magic coming away into a fairway. Jimmy Spittle, Francesco Bruni chasing him and pushing him hard. They're really going to put the pressure on American Magic in this one.
That's a full jump.
I'm feeling 70 turning it up here, racing upwind.
Okay, when you want.
We have a lot of time, Stephen. Look at the clock, still 53 seconds.
Full speed.
Yeah, copy.
You wonder if they're late, though. That was a really tricky maneuver by American Magic.
30 seconds and counting to start of race 4 in the Prada Cup semi-finals.
Dean Barker going for the hook.
Give him the gas.
I think he's going to run out of time, Stephen. I think he's going to run out of time. I do not think that Prada is early for this starting line.
Got full speed.
Full speed, copy. Full speed.
Standing by.
A little ease, a little ease.
Anytime.
Go,
2, 1, down.
go.
And turning.
It's on. Race 4 of the Prada Cup semi-finals for Luna Rossa. 1 win. You're in the Prada Cup final for American Magic. 1 win, and your campaign survives another day.
So we are at 50, 90, 50.
I think we hold for now. 2 lengths ahead at the moment.
Not
far behind. They need pace, Shirley. They need pace at this stage.
Well, they got to that right-hand side. Crews really like that. A little bit more pressure there. Maybe a bit of current as well, helping them along.
Nice boat here.
3, 2, 1, more down.
Keeping it close.
And turn.
30 seconds the other way.
Yeah. We can get out of here straight away. Standing by.
Dean Barker, no real option there, Kenny. You hear him straight into the tack. I mean, beautiful execution by the Italian team. Tack right on them.
Anytime. 2. 1 board down. Board's not going here. Board won't go down. On Grey Hill. No, Grey Hill's not working either.
Sounds like there's trouble on American Magic. You heard Dean Barker say the board won't go down. Surely not.
Hang on, board's going now slowly.
Keep the speed up, please. Keep
My
the speed up.
goodness gracious.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli around the top gate for the first time in the 6th leg, but it is trouble for American Magic. Board down issues in a race they have to win.
One coming down.
Kenny, that's so disappointing, but not really a surprise when we think what this really complex machine has been through over the last 2 weeks.
35 to boundary.
I know everybody back home is hurting right now watching this, and frankly, they kind of need a miracle right now to get back into this race.
This board's not going now. Yeah, we haven't got a board here, guys. This could be a bit ugly here. Can't get the board's not going again. Just got to drop it. You're going to have to just drop it in here.
Okay. Trying with the grey hill on my spot now. I'm getting movement.
This is the umpires. Boundary penalty, USA.
Board up, board down again.
No, it's just gone down. Just jibing here.
Yep.
You got it there, got it?
The other way.
My will.
Racing tragedy for American Magic in a race that they had to win.
Nobody deserves this, but like Shirley said, the boat was underwater 9 days ago. Underwater. So it can't be a complete shock that we're seeing a situation like this where some of the mechanics don't work. You can't perform miracles. You can't perform miracles.
As you can see on the bottom left of your screen, the lead that Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli has right now is strong.
Stand by, coming up in 3, coming up in 3.
They will complete the second leg
Okay, guys.
and head up on leg number 3 of 6 in this 4th race of the Prada Cup semi-finals.
Going down in 5, 2, 1. Here we go. Yeah, no action.
Okay.
Nah, there you go. You heard it. It's not getting any better. Situation's getting bad to worse. And what a terrible way to end the America's Cup challenge here.
Here it goes now. No, what's it doing?
That was me. Go board up and try again.
This is the umpires, USA. Boundary penalty.
That's board up.
Yeah.
That's the that goes down first. Board going down in 3, 2, 1. Board down now. Yeah, it's gone this time.
It's just shocking.
Turn in. Yep.
Such a shame. I feel so bad for all the supporters, the members of the club, the fans back in the States, fans around the world. Nobody deserves this.
And look at this, even knowing the way it is, you just get that feeling. There's a reminder from Jimmy Spittle that they are going to be a force in this Prada Cup final.
It's going to go again.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli heading towards the finish line in race 4 of the Prada Cup semi-finals, and you can be guaranteed the flags will be waving because Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli have just guaranteed themselves a spot in the Prada Cup final. It's done. It will be Luna Rossa against Ineos Team UK in the Prada Cup final on the Hauraki Gulf.
Nice on. Now Ineos, boys.
The boat Patriot,
A good fight, man.
representing the New York Yacht Club, and American Magic comes to the finish of race 4 in the semi-finals, but the campaign for American Magic and the New York Yacht Club is over. Let's go on board Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and talk once again to Francesco Bruni. Francesco, you are into the Prada Cup final, so you can sniff it.
Yeah, we are sniffing revenge on Ineos. We are very happy, obviously. We are very happy to have this second chance to be in the Prada Cup final. I'm very proud with the team because we made some huge step forward compared to last weekend. So in 5 days, the boat is completely transformed. We are sailing better. The whole team is at another level.
Terry, the USA and the family and the team who are watching this broadcast, who have been supporting you throughout all of this, do you want to take this moment and just send a message to them?
You know, we're racing sailboats. We're very, very lucky to be here in New Zealand. I think the competitors showed an incredible amount of sportsmanship and really demonstrated what sailing is about to the highest level when they all reacted to, you know, Patriots near sinking. So in that regard, you know, it's just a heartfelt thank you.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are through to the final and one step closer to claiming that cup that bears the Prada name. American Magic is out of the 36th America's Cup Regatta. It was a brutal finish, but that's sport.
Today we went out there knowing that we could easily go out there and win a couple of races if we could put it all together, but you know, we're just up against a team that were polished, they were you know, they were sharp and made no mistakes. It's you know, it's been a really amazing experience. These boats are phenomenal. I think way better than anyone ever expected, and I think we see by the standard of the racing, it's just going to get better and better.
It was a tough watch seeing them struggle, but full credit to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They have kept their eye on the prize, swept the Americans aside and sailed into the Prada Cup final.
It is just one step, but it's an important step. Well, it's payback time. We are those British guys from the round robins. We had some great racing leading up to them. They're a very solid outfit, but that's exactly what you want as a competitor. You want to go against the best, and if it's anything like that last race was, we went against them, man, bring it on.
Today's racing is brought to you by Panerai.